Welcome to the Total Health Podcast, brought to you by Total Health Nutrition Center of Menominee Falls and New Berlin, Wisconsin. Join Total Health founder Marty Johnson and his guests as they discuss some of the most prolific topics in natural health. Listen now as him and his guests talk about how to take back your health naturally.
Hello, today I'd like to talk to you about skin health, and particularly being summer, I thought it might be a good time to talk a little bit about protecting the skin. Obviously, the sun can be rough with skin health and so forth. So let's talk a little bit about that. The first product or substance, I really should say, that I want to mention to you about is a substance called astaxanthin. So that is a substance that is actually in the carotenoid family, and it's really responsible. The carotenoids are responsible for the bright colors of plants and vegetables. And astaxanthin, this particular carotenoid, is found in seafood and sea life, crustaceans and microalgae, things of that nature. This is a very, very powerful, what we would call antioxidant. Okay, so oxidation creates damage to cells, just like oxidation to a car or metal causes rust. So we want to try to prevent oxidation so that cell death doesn't occur as rapidly. So their skin cells in particular, they do replenish, and they die off and replenish, but we don't want rapid cell death with the skin cells, because that's going to relate to just poor skin, more wrinkles quicker than there should be, less tone to the skin, potentially skin cancer and things of that nature. So the a lot of us have heard about vitamin C being an antioxidant, and it's actually a fairly powerful antioxidant. Well, consider this: astaxanthin is actually 6,000 times more potent as an antioxidant than vitamin C. So it really packs a powerful punch. There's a lot of plants and antioxidant substances in our environment, on the market and so forth. But this particular antioxidant, I really chose to talk about because of it being summer and sunburn being a concern, sun exposure, things of that nature. Astaxanthin has the unique ability to cross the blood-brain barrier. So as a side note, it actually can get through this blood-brain barrier, which actually protects your brain from getting more toxins into the brain than should be. Of course, we shouldn't really have any toxins in the brain. So this does go through the blood-brain barrier. So studies, especially there's animal studies showing that this can help reduce neuroinflammation in the brain, which can lead to Alzheimer's and things of that nature. But it also can be protective against brain injuries. So if a person had a brain injury, using astaxanthin would be a good choice. But particularly, astaxanthin works as an internal sunscreen for humans and gives the skin a subtle, natural reddish-brown pigment while it provides against DNA damage. And actually, I wouldn't say firsthand, but I know my brother, I don't have real fair skin, so I don't burn very easily, but my brother does. And he uses astaxanthin to actually prevent getting sunburn as bad. And so as a kind of a secondhand testimony, he finds that it works fantastic. So if he takes the astaxanthin before going out into the sun, and he uses it regularly, it actually helps prevent him from getting as sunburnt and sun damage, because he does have more fair skin in that respect. So interesting product. Wanted to share that right away with you. Typically, the dosage would be between 4 milligrams to 10 milligrams. So, if you're a lighter person, maybe go on the lighter milligram level, and person that might be a little heavier could go all the way up to 10 milligrams, and that should work real well. Also, it does have an affinity, being in the carotenoid family, it has a really good affinity for eye health as well. The next product that I want to talk a little bit about internally are healthy oils or healthy fats. So there's a particular one. A lot of us are familiar with fish oil and coconut oil. Those are all good oils and have good properties overall for many things, including the skin, because internally we need these oils to help hydrate the skin and for your skin health. Particularly, there's a oil called evening primrose oil, or some people might abbreviate it, just call it EPO, evening primrose oil. So this really has many properties that are beneficial to health of your skin. It's considered in the category for an oil as a gamma linolenic fatty acid. So it's a GLA fatty acid. And it not only does evening primrose oil moisturize and soothe for the skin from the inside out, but it enhances the texture and elasticity of the skin, addressing dryness, irritation, roughness, and wrinkles. So it's a good oil. It also does have some properties for balancing hormones, because the body needs these types of oils, these GLA fatty acids, to manufacture hormones. So a woman that has some hormonal imbalance might benefit from taking primrose oil for sure. Collagen proteins. Collagen is a big buzzword out there. There's a lot of collagen products. Usually I recommend a good multi-collagen protein powder or product to help with skin health, as well as just overall internal health, and intestinal health as well. So that would be another side mention. And then the last product I want to mention to you from an internal standpoint, then we'll talk a little bit about some external things that could be done for skin health, is a product that's called Beauty Med, BEAUTY Med, MED. And this is a product that's actually made in a very specific way. I believe it's possibly sourced in Hawaii. It's a specific wheatgrass. So it's a wheatgrass or barley grass product that they grow in its stages of when it's picked. It doesn't actually have any gluten in it at all. And the way they process it, they use no heat, and they dry it in a way that all of the natural enzymes and things that are in that grass or plant are all intact. And by the time they're done with this, you have a very concentrated form of a substance that this grass is packed with, which is called glutathione. Okay, and your own cells actually produce glutathione to help protect its own DNA. So making sure that glutathione levels are high or at the right levels in your cells is really important to keep your DNA healthy, and protect from mutation of DNA and damage of DNA, which is basically cell death and more rapid aging. And of course, for the skin cells, we don't want the skin more rapidly aging and sloughing off as dead skin quicker than it needs to, because that's going to relate to less elasticity, more wrinkle formation, and just more unhealthy skin, more vulnerable skin to skin cancer and things of that nature. So this product, Beauty Med, is a phenomenal internal product for not only cellular health and which is a good way to help to offset at least protection of cancer, but also both skin cancer and any kind of cancers, but also just overall health of your body and skin health. That's Beauty Med, and it has a high level of glutathione peroxidase. As far as how the body utilizes it and manufactures that substance. So another great product. The last thing I want to talk to you about is some topicals. One you've probably heard of for a long time or over many years is aloe vera gel, aloe vera plants. Aloe vera has a really good history of being known to help with healing the skin. And aloe vera, when you put it on your skin, it helps to heal the skin from the inside out. So through all 7 layers of the skin, it helps to kind of heal that skin and bring more healing properties to recover that skin health from the inside out, from the 7 layers up. Now, with aloe gel, just like aloe juice, there's all kinds of different qualities. I won't even say just the qualities, but the potencies would be a better way of saying it. So the active component in aloe vera is it's a polysaccharide chain called mucopolysaccharides. And that is one of the major, active components of aloe for its healing properties. So some companies or products can have a very low amount of mucopolysaccharides, and some can have a very high therapeutic amount, depending on how it's made. One of the companies that I've found to be really, really good as far as having a high level of mucopolysaccharides, for instance, like if you had a liter of aloe vera, some product lines could literally only have maybe 550 milligrams per liter of mucopolysaccharides, and another company could have as much as 13,000 milligrams per liter of mucopolysaccharides. So what we do in our retail, from a retail standpoint, even and in the clinic, is we request laboratory analysis to make sure that the companies have a high level of mucopolysaccharides in the products that we're using. And that's one way to kind of safeguard with that. But there's a company called Aloe Life that has a very high level of mucopolysaccharides, about 13,000 or more. Usually their lab assays come in at least 13,000 or more of mucopolysaccharides per liter, which means it's concentrated and very therapeutic for the skin. And then the last product that I want to talk about, which I did a podcast on a while back, it might actually be on our website, but I'll mention it again, is it's actually called anti-wrinkle cream. But the reason I'm mentioning it, there's so many anti-wrinkle creams out there, and a lot of them have similar properties. They might use hyaluronic acid to help moisturize the skin cell so that it helps with the appearance of wrinkles. But this is a unique product in the sense that it actually is a cream that has stem cells for healing that will target healing the skin. And these stem cells are actually derived from a plant. So they're actually from a marine plant that actually is categorized as an it's actually called an extremophile. And what that means is that this plant is able to survive and adapt to extreme unstable environments. The plant is able to change, repair, and provide protection from similar conditions that our skin faces every day. So what the plant is able to survive in the environment from harsh environments, it can actually, the stem cells from that plant similarly can provide that protection to our skin. And because the stem cells are as such to match a plant that has to survive these harsh environments. The plant is actually called sea holly, and this particular cream has a high concentration of stem cells from this plant. And typically, to use a stem cell cream like this, or when you run across it, they can be very expensive. The unique thing about this product, working with actually one of my mentors that taught me some of the methods of how I test my clients, this particular gentleman searches around the world looking for different products that might be beneficial for people, and he stumbled across this stem cell cream that actually was more affordable as a stem cell cream. What I mean by that is most stem cell creams that I've seen on the market and that have been on the market that are over an ounce or an ounce and a half can be as much as $300. And this particular one will run somewhere in the $79 range for a 1.7 ounce jar, and that is available on our website or in our store. But very unique and very effective in healing the skin and helping to restore its elasticity, and actually over time can minimize wrinkles. And we're not going to be crazy and say that they're going to just get rid of all wrinkles, but they definitely can help heal the skin and reduce wrinkles, and do it in a healthy way that is literally repairing the skin because of the stem cells. So that's something I thought you'd be interested in, and hopefully this overall podcast was helpful. Thank you for joining me on this podcast. If you'd like to get more information on any clinical help that we can provide for you possibly in our clinic, we do offer a free phone consult, which is about 15 minutes for us to understand what your concerns are for any kind of situation, whether it's digestion or fatigue or even skin health, whatever it might be. But so you can schedule that with the practitioner, and we'll talk with you and just go over and see if we might be a good fit to help you, and then we can go from there with an initial visit if it's the right fit. Otherwise, you can reach us on our phone number is 262-251-2929, or you can go to our website at totalhealthinc.com. We do have products on the website, but you can also look at our clinical services and schedule a no-charge phone consult that way as well. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Total Health Podcast. If you're ready to take the next steps in taking back your health, please give our office a call at 262-251-2929 to claim your no-charge 15-minute phone consult to see what next steps could be. Also, if you'd like further information, please see us online at www.totalhealthinc.com. Thanks for listening.